Hallo Leute und willkommen zurück in einer weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. Wir hatten hier letzte Folge aufgehört und wir machen natürlich auch weiter. Aber bevor wir starten, lasst mich kurz so schnell ein Stück Kaffee trinken. Kaffee immer sehr wichtig. Das wäre jetzt nicht das Beste, aber ich brauche immer einen Kaffee, um wach zu werden. Muss ehrlich so zugeben, hab mich damals echt dran gewöhnt. Ohne Kaffee kann einfach mein Morgen nicht starten.
That's just your interpretation. There's more than one way to understand that scroll. Besides, constructing a maze out of color is ridiculous.
Wheat Ceiling was one of the most powerful shamans of her time. She definitely could have pulled it off.
That's the biggest problem. She had students. Why not pass it down? A technique that powerful, and no shaman since has ever used it?
Her students are keeping it a secret, of course. If you knew a technique like that, you'd be a fool to show it to just anyone.
Oh, I didn't mean to cause an argument. I just wanted to ask, is there anything we can use to prove the battle took place?
Of course it took place. Why would you need to prove it?
You'll have to excuse him. Some people in our tribe insist on clinging to outdated views of history. I'd give up now if I were you. It only gets more ridiculous from here.
Please don't fight.
Wow, so the battle really is controversial. Am I the outdated one? Kids these days can't find anything better to argue about?
These arguments are precisely why I hesitate to include this story in my collection. Neither side was able to offer anything useful. What should we do?
Wheatsealing was a passionate teacher. We were opposites in that sense. The technique she used in the battle must have been her masterpiece. There's every reason to pass it on. Still, if the technique is powerful enough to single-handedly stop an invasion, it also makes sense that her disciples would keep it a secret. We should check with the students from her school. If we can confirm the technique exists, we can deduce certain things about the battle.
But as far as I know, most of the shamans from her school occupy high positions in the tribe. Not the type of people outsiders like us can speak to on a whim.
Right. The obsidian altar is off limits to you. But, if I go... Is there a problem? Most of Wheatsealing's students are respected priests in the tribe. But that means they had to go through me. Or try, at least. I, of course, humiliated them from a young age. Those who hold the position now are the ones who lasted long enough before I wiped the floor with them. If I show up without warning, they'll run for dear life. That's not gonna get us any answers. Yeah, Paimon can see it now. Hey, don't jump to conclusions. That was just a metaphor. Only you have the guts to joke like that with me, Traveler. Fine, I said I'd help, so I'll help. But don't blame me if it goes wrong. Alright, the rest of you can wait for us here.
We appreciate the help.
Alles klar. Mal ganz kurz, Leute. Mal gucken hier. Perfekt. Tagesquest hätte ich damit erfüllt. Den Pass habe ich... Oh. Chaska ist Stufe 4 geworden. Sehr schön. So. Nicht wundern, Leute. Ich habe mir auch schon wieder den Pass geholt. Bin schon Stufe 8. Das läuft richtig, richtig gut. Das läuft sehr, sehr gut sogar. Wir sind wirklich sehr fleißig mit dabei. Wir erreichen schon fast Stufe 10. Und dabei ist es immer noch die erste Woche. Das seht ihr also so gesehen. Das ist immer noch... Upsala, falsche. Das seht ihr auch hier. Es ist ja immer noch 36 Tage. Also, wir haben nicht mal 5 Wochen. Und haben schon fast... Also, ich will auf jeden Fall versuchen, bevor die Woche vorbei ist, noch über Stufe 10 zu kommen. Das ist mir sehr wichtig. Tatsächlich, weil so haben wir es entspannter mit dem Pass. Vor allem hier ist auch noch wieder ein Event. Mit Kindern, die Insektenkämpfe machen. Auch schick. Das haben wir eingesammelt. Das muss ich machen. Ich habe was auch gesehen, Leute. Der Kompass ist schon bei Stufe 3. Ich freue mich schon drauf, ihn zu haben. Der macht es mir mit den Thron um einiges leichter in Natlan. Um einiges leichter. Und mit denen kann ich dann auf jeden Fall noch versuchen, einmal Movikas Waffe hier zu ziehen. Tatsächlich. Ich hoffe, es gelingt mir, ihre Waffe zu ziehen. Wir haben es momentan ihr die Waffe hier gegeben. Passt eigentlich auch mit der Farbe. Mal gucken, aber ich werde wahrscheinlich ihr dann wieder diese Waffe ihr geben, weil die hat KT wie ihre andere Waffe. Ich muss die aber ja, wechseln. Ich muss aber auch noch die Waffe noch ein bisschen skillen, aber die würde erstmal für sie ausreichen, wenn wir es nicht schaffen, ihre Waffe zu ziehen. Was bedauerlich ist, aber leider. Weil ich muss die anderen ziehen und später versuchen noch hinzukriegen, um sie hier zu ziehen. Ich hoffe, ich bekomme etwas Glück, weil ich glaube, bei 80. oder 90. Pull reicht das nicht aus, um sie zu ziehen. Dafür habe ich nicht die Urgestein. Aber wir haben noch hier einige Truhen hier in Natlan, die ich noch nicht gefunden habe tatsächlich. Und Tagesquests und die blauen Quests und so alles. Es muss noch alles gemacht werden. Neue Ansehensaufträge. Wir müssen hier rein. Das bedeutet, wir müssen hier in diese Höhle. Na, dann würde ich sagen, Nein. Teleportieren wir uns mal da rein. Mhm.
Oh, are you in the middle of a ceremony?
Granny Eatsley?
What is she doing here?
Did some coward not show up after challenging her to a fight?
Or is she here to officially take over the tribe?
Whoa. It's like they really do see her as some kind of tyrant.
No matter what, we'll defend our dignity as priests to the end.
Ugh, you talk a big game for someone who lost to me the most out of the entire priesthood.
What?
All I want is to ask some questions.
So, you're here to interrogate us?
Someone didn't sit pretty for their beating? Is that it? You want their name, don't you?
We should just run!
Yeah, with the hero of Natlan here, Granny Eatsley will be on her best behavior.
Sure, whatever you say.
Oh, it's the traveler and her companion. That does make me feel better. How can we help you?
We wanted to ask about the technique you inherited from Huitziling.
Huh. So you can eradicate our school once and for all?
Disciples of our school have challenged her year after year, just as our master instructed. Sounds like she's finally had enough.
Well, you're not wrong.
If we want to protect our legacy, one of us needs to run!
Not this again. Just how much did you traumatize them, Seatlali?
Hey! You can't just say whatever you want just because it's in your head. I'm Granny Eatsley. A mere mention of my name and kids burst into tears. Love and respect? No one has the guts for that. You know what? Forget about your duty. We really need to fix this mind-reading situation.
Sorry to disappoint, but if you're here to question whether we're qualified to inherit our master's legacy, we're not going down without a fight.
We're not getting anywhere. What should we do, Traveler?
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Elder Tlapo! Oh, we must have disturbed your meditation. Our deepest apologies. Please forgive us.
Did Elder Tlapo just issue a declaration?
From what I can tell, in a single word, the message was... friend?
Is Elder Tlapo telling us to treat Granny Eatsley as a friend?
That's not possible, is it?
Oh, you forget yourselves, my friends. You are esteemed priests of our tribe. Where are your manners?
But Chief!
I didn't expect to see you here, great shaman. My sincere apologies for the lack of hospitality.
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to come to this crowded place. So you can save the pleasantries, Chief. I'd rather get this over with.
Understood. Now, as successors of Huitzilin, I understand your friction with Granny Itzli. However, Elder Talapo's declarations have always showed us the correct path. You would do well to respect his counsel. So, mind your manners and allow Granny Itzli to ask her questions.
Good thing Elder Talapo and Chief Biram are on our side.
Jetzt sitzt er wieder da. Läuft. Lass mich mal ganz kurz hier das sammeln, Leute. Der Kleine. Ui. Wir kriegen ja manchmal immer so eine Sammelaufgaben tatsächlich. Deswegen lass mich mal ganz kurz hier abchecken. Hier sind auch Seelen. Läuft. Ach, es gab uns. Ah doch, da sind weitere. Hier vorne. So. Ganz kurz. Haben wir gleich. Hoffen wir mal wirklich, dass wir Mabuika. Gott, ich muss doch ein bisschen das mit ihrem Namen erlernen. Also Chaska ist kein Problem, das habe ich gekriegt ohne Probleme, aber Mauvika, da muss ich mich noch gewinnen, sie so zu nennen. Hoffen wir, dass wir ihre Waffe kriegen, ey. Das wäre super.
Hi there, Elder Talapo. Hey, he seems pretty happy to see us.
He's the one who put you in charge of the scroll, right?
Yeah, Elder Talapo appointed us to the task.
Elder Talapo, huh? He's still Claw to me. Hey, don't pull that cutesy stuff with me. You're an Iktomi-Sor Elder now. You occupy an eminent and important position within the tribe.
So, you already know each other?
Claw was only this big when we first met. He was Huitzilin's Saurian companion back then. She kept dragging him to my place, so over time, we got to know each other. She only came to my place to fight me. But at the same time, she always claimed to be my friend. She was the only one who dared to try, at least.
Well, you've lived a long time. You've probably made a bunch of friends over the years, right?
The more time you have, the more friends you lose.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get back to business. I hate talking about the past. 200 years and you still haven't given up, Claw? I still haven't made up my mind, so you should head back. Traveler, Paimon, let's go.
Ich will jetzt so gerne wissen, was er zu ihr gesagt hat. Wo gehen wir? Wir gehen jetzt zum Chief. Alles klar. Häuptling der Meister des Nachtwinds. Let's go.
Hey there, Chief Biram. Oh, wait. We haven't reached out since the last time we failed the task, huh?
I'm just grateful you haven't forgotten that duty.
Actually, we have good news. We found another clue.
I'm all ears.
It's the Battle of Seven Colors.
Huitzilin's claim to fame? That sounds promising. But the battle took place hundreds of years ago. An investigation is bound to be difficult.
True, but Granny Itzli promised to help.
Is that so? Huh. I've tried seeking her help in the past, but I never managed to coax her out. You should cherish this opportunity.
Hey, don't complain! None of the previous chiefs succeeded either.
Forgive me. That wasn't my intention. It was a comment on my own failings.
Paimon said you've been trying to figure out how to weave the special scroll.
It is my duty, great shaman.
Why bother? The scrolls always end up completed on time. So what's the point of figuring it out for yourself?
If I may, this task concerns the history of Natlan as a whole. And in many ways, history is the memory of a people. Memory is sacred to our tribe. I'm sure a great shaman understands that better than a humble junior like myself. Something this important cannot be left to baseless rumors. I know you don't concern yourself with the daily affairs of the tribe, Granny Eatsley. Even so, as a priestess, I trust you wouldn't leave something like that to chance.
I get your point. Of course, the one time I wish you could read my mind, it doesn't work. No, that's not it.
Huh?
It's not important. Rest assured, Biram, with my help, the Traveler and Paimon will definitely be able to complete the task.
You have my thanks then.
Alles klar. Dann jetzt wieder zu der Gruppe hier, ne? Let's go. Hallöchen. Man muss halt mal überlegen. Eigentlich bin ich hier... Hallo, meine Untertanen. Eigentlich bin ich ja hier jetzt gerade hier der höchste Rang, weil ich bin der, so gesehen, der Archon, der zwar... Man muss überlegen, sie ist eigentlich auch schon über 500 Jahre alt. Sie ist aber wiedergeboren worden. Aber vor 500 Jahren existierte sie noch mit ihrer Familie hier. Unsere Mauvika. Gut, dann quatschen wir mal. Let's go.
Huh. So are you here to test whether we're qualified to inherit Master Wheatselian's legacy?
You've already been tested, haven't you? Well, frankly speaking, I don't think any of you are qualified. But that's not why I'm here. All you need to do is be good and answer my questions.
Fine. Ask away.
You've heard of the Battle of Seven Colors, right?
Of course. It's our master's claim to fame. An immortal legend inscribed in the very history of our tribe.
Then I'm sure you know there are those who question whether it actually occurred.
I did hear people arguing about that the other day.
It's disgraceful. How can they question something like that?
It doesn't surprise me. Natlan has had more tourism lately. A lot of people have started getting strange ideas after interacting with Outlanders. After all, everyone who took part in the battle has returned to the ley lines. Without witnesses, it's hard to refute detractors.
Well, it just so happens the questions I want to ask are directly related to the legitimacy of this battle.
Listen, we know you were rivals, but do you really have to question her legacy?
You think she's like you? Someone who can't survive a little scrutiny?
No, of course not.
Then let me finish. During the battle, Wheatselian most likely used a technique powerful enough to turn the tides of war. I'm sure she was very proud of it. Proud enough to pass it on to her disciples. So, which one of you inherited that technique?
I don't think any of us have heard of it.
Listen, I'm not trying to take it for myself, so be honest. With or without it, I can wipe the floor with any of you.
Yeah, no objections there. But I'm telling the truth. None of us have ever heard of that technique.
What's wrong with her? Why would she let it go extinct?
Master's body of work is massive. No one student could hope to learn all her techniques. Mastering just a few already takes a lot of effort. Master had no choice but to recruit many students, split up what she knew into different portions, and pass it down through various individuals. So even though we see ourselves as representatives of Wheatzilian's school of shamanism, what we know isn't the sum of her legacy. Actually, I know of a shaman family that inherited some of Master's techniques. The family fell on hard times and lost the right to the priesthood. Still could be worth a shot.
But if they inherited Wheatzilian's secret technique, shouldn't the family be thriving?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of.
All right. Give me their address.
I'll mark it out on your map.
To be honest, I'm not optimistic about the future of this investigation. That's because the request came from you. You don't know the power of your own words, do you?
Kann ich mir vorstellen. Wenn ich doch der Junge wäre, Ethan, dann, ja, würde ich auch so denken, okay, Monika, alles klar. Läuft bei dir. Okay, Pot muss mal dahin. Wo muss ich hin? Na, gleich daneben. Läuft.
Proving the legitimacy of this battle seems more hopeless by the second.
Nothing we can do about that.
Well, even if our investigation ultimately proves the legend to be false, that's still a worthwhile result. Although I'm here for business purposes, I have a personal interest in this as well. I'm drawn to matters of historical truth.
That's exactly why I chose to follow you, Monsieur Montluçon.
Listen, I'm just updating you on the situation, not asking for your opinion. I don't really care whether you continue your investigation. And Traveler, you came to me for help with your scroll weaving duty, right? You thought looking into the Battle of Seven Colors could give you answers. That's understandable. But based on our progress, I'd say this is a dead end. Instead of wasting time, you might consider taking a different approach. I'll try to think of another way to help you.
Respected Traveler, let's not forget about the compensation I promised. You shall have it in full. Extra, if that's what it takes.
What makes you say that?
Yeah, based on what you've told us so far, it kinda seems like there's unresolved tension between you two.
You think so?
She claimed to be your friend, but picked fights with you non-stop, and never told you about her biggest accomplishment. By figuring out the truth behind the battle, maybe we can finally help you get closure.
Closure? I'd say we're 200 years too late. But fine, if you want to keep investigating, be my guest.
Ah, that's wonderful news.
Alright, let's go visit the shaman family.
Alles klar, Leute. Und mir ist gerade aufgefallen, ich habe vergessen, wieder mit Montag zu starten, ne? Das haben wir doch gesagt bei 5.3. Upsala. Aber Leute, ich würde sagen, das war's mit der Folge. Diesmal ein bisschen kürzer als normal, aber wir sehen uns hier in der nächsten Folge. Das hat wieder so gequietscht. Ah. Die zwei Kleinen hier. Schick. Gut, Leute. Bis zur nächsten Folge. Euer Masho. Tschaußen.